All right.
You can...
All right. So before we get into story time, because I kind of teased you earlier in the week about a crazy story that happened over the weekend. People wanted me to talk to you actually in a Facebook message group chat that we're in that you're not a part of.
Okay, yeah, because no Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck was that trade offer in fantasy football? What was that?
My boy gave up. He's not in it. Yeah.
We are only 3 weeks in. What's his record? 0-3?
Yeah.
So he was just like, I don't give a shit.
I guess so. Shit, I don't know what's up with him.
Because, you know, everyone was like, beetle the fuck out of that trade, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And why is he not in our group chat? And everyone's like, Drew actually did want me to pass this message along to you. Download the Messenger app on your phone. You don't need a Facebook in order to have the Messenger.
Anything Facebook.
You don't need Facebook in order to have the Messenger. So you can still be part of the group.
Yeah. I despise Facebook, anything related to Facebook.
You don't need Facebook to have the Messenger app.
I don't want to add shit to my phone.
Oh my god. So lame.
Just download Lyft. There's bigger presence out here.
Oh my god, enough with your little dicky shit. I downloaded it, but it seems so glitchy.
Look, do you just want to stay here? No thanks. Past 2 a.m. I'm not sharing a bed with you. You can sleep in the bed, I'll sleep on the floor. Are you sure? Yeah, I won't throw you out to wolves. Oh my god, you're so annoying. Couldn't help myself.
Everyone wanted me to ask you about that, and
I'm sure they weren't up for it, yeah. So, like...
Oh, I got so many messages when I checked my phone when I was at work, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's only Wednesday. Why are people talking about fantasy football right now? But who is your friend anyways? Is he a friend out there or what?
No, he's a guy I used to roll with in Japan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Instead of boring everyone so fast, we could bore everyone at the end. If you want, we can look at our teams. If you want to somehow create some type of trade.
You want to create a trade?
We could talk trade somehow, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
So what'd you do over the weekend? How was your weekend?
My weekend was very eventful, I should say. So,
oh god,
my buddies out here that I've never had a hangover, and that's a true fact, even though I've been blacked out drunk. Just never had a hangover. It's impossible for me to have a hangover. It's Mexican trait. Let's just say that.
Oh no, it's still dumb. Wait till you get old as shit.
Well, I guarantee I still will never have a hangover. So he threw it as a challenge to try to get me drunk as possible. And so over here at the barracks, smoke pit, we met up with a couple people. We're doing like shotgunning beers. And then we played like some drinking game called like the Irish poker or some fucking bus.
You got 4 cards. You got to guess red or black, and then higher, lower, in between, outside, and then suit.
Right. So I mean, I never played
before. Where the fuck have you been your entire life?
Out.
All right. Go on. Anyways, go on.
So, you know, the people who did know, they thought it was fucking amusing to pick on the new guy, right? Playing the game. So, like, they threw everything they got right and tossed their drinks to me. So, like, I went through maybe plus 4 more beers. Then for, like, the final 2 row of 4 cards,
yeah,
with, like, you know, the matching or the drink or handout, we were doing
ride the
one
bus.
shot, yeah.
At the very end where you start to ride, you do the ride the bus?
Right.
Oh, okay.
We were doing shots. Oh. So 1 shot, 2 shots, 4 shots, 6.
Shots of what, though?
It was Captain.
No, okay, that's all right. That's some pussy shit.
That's fine, right? I mean, so, like... I mean,
like
I ended up getting like 6 shots anyway, but right after that, we ended up going to fucking another barracks room drinking party. We were playing quarters, yeah. And everyone was making their little quarters. So we're doing a center and then your own individual cup around the center cup.
Okay.
So you make it in your own cup, you have to drink your cup. If you make it in someone else's cup, they have to drink it. And if you make it in the center, everyone drinks it, and then the last person who finishes their drink and does the cup flip, you have to finish with the cup flip. Has to finish the beer in the center as well as another shot. So we played that a couple of rounds, and then we ended up playing fucking Ride the Bus again. And then those folks thought it was just fun to pick on me because they've never seen my face before. So what's your favorite drink? That fucking banana strawberry vodka bullshit.
Banana strawberry vodka? What are you talking about?
Your little fucking what'd you drink when we were at Vegas?
Raspberry lemonade?
That thingy, yeah.
Whatchamacallit, Svedka, I believe it was.
Fuck it, it's a girly drink, but that's what they were drinking as a shot.
It goes down easily. Alright, fuckboy?
Goes down easily. I bet you like it go down easily.
Oh, fuck you, dude. But then you're already with the stupid jokes.
We fucking did that a couple of games, and it's like, yeah, they threw all their fucking drinks at me, and yeah, I mean, I didn't get black. This was Friday.
Oh, okay. So you had a full day of recovery before football game for you.
Right. And then Saturday morning, I had a date. And,
was it with the same girl you mentioned on the last podcast?
What?
Was it the same girl you half mentioned on the last podcast?
Right. So.
Oh, okay.
Came back to my room and crashed out like 3 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at 7 or 8, 7:30ish, and was perfectly fine. And I was just waiting for her to wake up. I don't know what the fuck she was sleeping in for. So when she finally got up, we ended up just going out to up north to Rockville, Maryland, where we went and we shot some fucking guns. Yeah, that's I was actually trying to see if there was an axe throwing range around here because I thought that'd been fucking cool to throw some fucking axes.
There's one in Illinois.
I know, I saw it in someone.
Yeah, my friend was like, my girlfriend, I think it was like girlfriend's brother-in-law or uncle, something that dealt with his girlfriend. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the city, we're gonna pregame with him, and we're gonna go axe throwing, and then we'll go see Cascade. That was like Cascade had a show at the Aragon like a month or two ago. But he was like, oh no, he couldn't do it, and I was pissed. I was so excited to axe throw.
You didn't go?
No, we didn't go because he was the one who was doing it all, and he ended up bailing out of it and shit.
Well, I found out there's one down in DC, so.
Oh.
When you actually come down here, we'll go do it.
I'm so down. I want to be just like whatever that actor is, Aquaman. You ever seen that video?
Drago.
Yeah, dude, drinks that fucking beer, manly mustache, throws that axe. I'm like, damn, dude.
We gotta get some horns. We gotta drink our beer out of horns.
Oh, out of horns?
Yeah, some Viking shit.
Hold on.
Oh my god, you got a fucking horn.
You mean this shit? I got one, bro.
All right, well then we're game. We're game.
Oh,
I'll order mine off of Amazon.
You want to talk about your Sunday, or you just want to ignore and pretend that football game never fucking happened?
Well, no, it happened. I mean, I still had a good time. My first. So, I got my tickets to the fucking football game. I mean, we ended up pre-gaming before going there too, and I mean, surprisingly enough, there's a huge Raider fan out here. Huge Raider base fan out here. Like, oh
really?
Oh my! We were louder than the fucking Redskins fans.
Damn.
Yeah, we're actually like doing the fucking foot stomp defense bullshit, and then like the whole stadium was actually shaking because we were in the lower level.
Okay.
I got hooked up. Those tickets were really good. And like the Blues above us were like loud as shit. Like, fuck. I can't believe the Raiders fans are like loud. I mean, even when we were fucking losing. And we talked some shit. Yeah, I know we were losing, but you have to talk shit.
It's part of the fun. Like, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I live in fucking Illinois, so every chance I go to any Dolphins game, I'm always the road team, you know?
Yeah, right. So, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too nice of a guy, or I'm just so easy to get along with, right?
Yeah.
And people were buying me drinks left and right.
No way.
Even fans, yeah, man.
Wow. That's what's up, though.
It was a good time. I definitely had a good time, even though we lost by a lot.
Your offense looked horrendous.
I mean, I can see it. What it was. They weren't there. There was like no motivation whatsoever.
Dude,
Maybe
same thing. Did I or did I not say last week? The Jets-Dolphins game. It smelled trap game from the get-go.
What happened with them? I didn't look it up.
Dude, we lost 20-6 to the fucking Jets. Arguably the worst team in football. And literally the only points we scored with 0 seconds left on the clock. We scored a touchdown, and then our kicker even missed the extra point. He was like, what's the point of kicking this anyways? I don't get
anything.
Oh my God, it was an embarrassment of a game. No one played. Offensive line didn't block for shit. Cutler was running his entire life. Jay Ajayi, like,
last was just like the complete opposite what you expected to win.
Exactly. Dude, this whole week there was so many, like, are you serious?
Yeah. Fucking the Chicago beating Steelers? Are you shitting me?
I was shocked and not too shocked because the Steelers play god-awful on the road.
Yeah, well, I still expected them to win.
I still expected them to win as well. I mean, you could see my pigskin pick'em picks, which went horrendous.
Are you guys still doing that?
Still doing it, but I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, am I just losing $10 every week now?
You didn't invite me this time.
You can join anytime.
Nah, fucking, I'm doing this Delaware lottery. My homeboy was showing me, so we have, even though we're not in Delaware, we have a contact in Delaware, and it's kind of like the same thing. We're doing parlay spreads.
Okay.
So like for like $2, you can do the 12 pick, and it pays out 2,500 to the one. So I made my picks this week already. Paid my dude. He's gonna order that fucking that ticket.
Your parlay then.
Huh?
How many picks do you have to do for your parlay?
You can do well. It has to be at least 3 picks.
Okay.
And it has to be at least a $2 bet up to 1,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, I did a $20 bet with a 5-game parlay, and then a $2 bet with a 12 parlay. And it's not just spreads. You can also do over or under.
Okay.
And, yeah. So I made my picks, and I'm very confident about it.
Speaking of crazy parlays, I want to see if I can find this. I probably won't because I posted a few weeks back, so there's no point of actually trying to find it. But there was a guy that you'll find this bad shit crazy. Actually, there was a guy for the last, not the WWE No Mercy that just happened this Sunday, but the last pay-per-view before that. This dude did a parlay. For some reason, some casinos do betting on fake wrestling, which I didn't know they fucking did because it's fake and scripted.
You can bet, yeah. I asked you about that when we were in Vegas. Like, you can bet on WWE.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit? But this guy did a parlay on every single match. And I think it was like he put like $275 down for each one. And he got every match correct and won, like, I want to say he won over $100,000.
Dude, it happens. It happens.
You could find out the day of. The day of, the betting match shift in a different way that you know who wins every match the morning of the pay-per-view. So you can cheat every fucking time. I don't understand why casinos are doing it.
Well, maybe they have the inside. I don't know. Shit.
I don't know. Yeah.
If they have their but I'm sure. Yeah, I've heard that WWE they can change who they have scripted to win at the very last minute.
No, yeah, they do that sometimes.
But I mean, still, it's scripted. Like you can have an inside man. Like Vince McMahon, hit me up, bro. What's up?
I mean, funny story. I mean, like I know when Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, you know, to make him 21-1. I know the only people who knew that Lesnar was going to beat him was Lesnar, The Undertaker, and Vince. The referee didn't even know. They told the referee, just count regular. Don't try to do anything crazy. You won't know the results. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes they do some crazy shit like that, but yeah. I don't know. I find that weird.
Yeah. I mean, then there's also cases where, like, they have to improvise due to an injury. So, like, fucking when someone, like, fucking breaks their fucking neck, they're not just going to call EMTs right away. They have to keep on going until the fucking match is over.
Well, I mean, Stone Cold finished that match with a broken neck against Bret Hart.
Right.
So, I mean, whatever. Crazy stuff. You want to hear my
yeah, tell me your story.
Oh, wow. All right. Wow. So, I was at the club.
Right.
Okay, so I'll be more specific. I was at the Mid. So if anyone in Chicago knows, or anyone who's been to the Mid, they know how crazy the Mid is, how ratchet it can be. So I'm with a group of friends, all guys, you know, guys night out, and these two girls come up. And they kind of, you know, talked to us a little bit, talked to my one friend, and then they disappeared for like 2 hours. I mean, we were on the far back, and now we're in the far front, you know, literally against the wall where the DJ is. And the girls came back. So they're chilling with us, you know. And then out of nowhere, one of my friends and the one main girl, she came off as like the head cheerleader, like she's like the main person of the group. They've disappeared. And so I'm left with this very tall, skinny brunette girl, which I'm not mad at. Way taller than me, but it's all good. So we're dancing, which I'm not gonna lie, it was hard dancing with her because like she's so tall. That ass is like on my like belly button. It's like nowhere near my crotch, so it was a little weird, but beside the point, anyways. So she kind of gets mad. She's like, my friend always leaves me and stuff like that. I'm so mad at her. This happens all the time. Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I mean, you can stay with me. Like, I ain't creep. I ain't, you know. I'll make sure you're safe. We'll wait here until he comes back. Anyways, my buddy's got my car keys, so he's got to come back to me. So, and she's like, oh, okay, let's go to the bar. Let's take some shots. I'm like, all right, you know, let's go to the bar. Let's take some shots. And she's like, what are you drinking? I was like, oh, I'm drinking PBR. And that's, I mean, PBR is code for that's the cheapest shit they have at the Mid. Because I bought a Red Bull vodka earlier, and I know it's at $13 or $14, either one of those. So, and I know PBR is $5. I'm like, all right, $5 in the city and can't complain.
Right.
So she's like, all right, I'll take a PBR with you and let's do a shot. I want a shot of whiskey. So I was like, what about Jameson? She's like, okay. So we do a shot of Jameson, and then now we're drinking our PBR. And then she starts going in her purse. And I was like, dude, I got this. She's like, are you sure? Like, I'm the one who said, let's take a shot. I'm like, I got it. So me being, you know, Mr. Smooth Operator I am, I remembered earlier in the week, my buddy finally paid me the $100 for the Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight. So he gave me a $100 bill. So, you know, go in my wallet and I showed that $100, made sure she saw that 100, you know, put it back down, you know. So she's like, oh. And then she starts kissing me right there at the bar. I'm like, all right, cool, all right. So this is where the night's going. So, you know, making out some more at the bar, at the club, you know. Her friend comes back, and then it's like we close the place down, and it's time to leave. And my buddy, he gave me my keys back, but now he's nowhere to be found. And now we're outside. It's me and the two girls. And the one girl's like, oh, come back. You know, the one I was making out with, just like, oh, come back to my place, you know, stuff like that. I'm like, all right, sure. So they both got in my car, and we both drove off to their apartment, or her apartment. I don't think she lived there. So, you know, we get there, we're drinking a little more, we're taking some shots of vodka, and then I forgot how it happened, but for some reason, the girl I was hooking up with was, like, spanking her friend's ass. I'm like, and, like, she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, she's hitting the top, kind of by the tailbone area. I'm like, you gotta go a little lower. There's a sweet spot to, you know, you don't have to swing super hard. You don't have to go back. Like, there's that sweet spot where you can just go like that, and it makes the nice sound, and you know what I mean?
Not an amateur spanking. I'm not an amateur at spanking. Okay. Yeah, you don't at the lumbar. You swing at the fucking meaty area.
Yeah, so, you know, you gotta make sure you knew what I was talking about. But, so I was like, there's a sweet spot. She's like, all right, yeah, show me then. So she gets, you know, she sits up on the couch where we were at, and she pulls up her skirt, so now she's got her thong out. So I'm like, all right. So I smack it in the good sweet spot. So first I was like, it's right there, you know, nice firm grasp a little bit, and then smack. And she's like, oh. And then her friend was like, ooh. So now she gets up. So now I got both of them with their skirts pulled up to their, like, tops up here, both of them with their thongs out, and there I am spanking both of them. So then after that, the one friend walked away. I think she went to the bathroom or something. So now, like, me and the one girl doing some stuff, whatever. And then now they wanted to have a cigarette. I'm like, all right, I'll go outside with you. I wanted to vape anyway, so let's go out. So we're outside smoking. And the girl I was hooking up with says, it's like, I don't know why you're here. I want you to go home. What the fuck? And then she's like, I want you to come inside and I want you to cuddle with me. And then she's like, I want you to go home. I want you to cuddle with me. She went back and forth saying that like 3-4 times when we were outside smoking. And before we even finished smoking the cigarette, I was like, already in my head, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This bitch is crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I left. I got her number earlier in the night, so I got her number anyways. So I wake up in the morning, and then I left to go to my niece's first birthday. So I got a good whole 3 hours of sleep. Got home at 6 in the morning. Jesus Christ. And my buddy who was with us, he texted me. He's like, hey, can you ask the girls if they have my key? I was like, well, I'm not with them anymore. I think he assumed, because he knew I went home with them. He probably thought I crashed tonight or something like that. It was like, I'm not with them, but I'll text them, you know. So I text her. I was like, hey, you know, it's Matt from last night. My buddy Sean, he wants to know if any of you girls have this key by any chance. And she's like,
where are you?
Let me just pull it up. So I don't say anything completely wrong, so I don't want anyone to think I'm saying some terrible shit.
Right, you gotta be correct.
Yeah, I gotta be factually correct. Where the hell is it?
So far, it sounds like a crazy.
Oh no, she's even crazier. Oh, there it is. So I say, hey Amber, Matt from last night, my buddy Sean wanted to know if one of you girls had his key. And she says, no. Now quit it. And I'm like, okay. And she says, LMAO, no, for real, I don't have your boy's key. Honestly, hashtag swerve. First of all, who says hashtag in a conversation? She wasn't like that the night before. So.
Hashtag.
Right? And then I say, that's okay. I just don't get the quit it part. That's all. And she says, my girl's actually really pissed you even asked. Don't even come near my house. And I say, he texted me to ask you, but I won't. Don't worry. And she says, LMAO, no, I'm kidding, but I for real don't have his key. So I said, I believe you. I just don't get why you're so mad at me. And then she says, LMAO, it's too early, boo. And I said, it's fine. Just text me when you're awake then. And she texted me about 45 minutes later saying, I'm #woke. I never texted back. I'm like, this bitch is crazy. Story of my life. My life is filled with chicken heads. Every girl I talk to, batshit crazy, or I find out a few weeks later that the whole time we're messing around, she has a boyfriend of like 4 years. Every single girl I ever talked to is crazy, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's happened. Every girl I've been with has been somewhat crazy, and I'm just like, I kind of went this whole different route, see if I could break the fucking pattern so far right now. But fucking, I was out one night, and there was this girl I met up on New Year's. And we were a thing for maybe about a month. It was a short thing, but like it was like fire. Like it was fire. So like yeah, she's into like the spanking, the choking, like that BDM bullshit.
Ooh.
Like, okay. I mean, I could play Dom. But like it ended, and because she pulled like this huge 180 on me out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, whatever. She like what was funny is like, what she was drawn to me about was like, I'm so laid back, I'm chill, so like I'm drama free. Like, yeah, that's just me. Out of nowhere, she pulls like this hindsight, and she started pulling up drama, and just like, okay, whatever. It's like, I ain't mad at you. It's just like, just don't talk to me. I told you, like, I'm drama free. And then fucking, I was like, yeah, just don't talk to me. So like, we didn't talk until I went out one time, and I made a new friend at the bar, and he happens to be a contact that both of us share. He's like, oh, she's coming out. I'm like, who's coming out? This girl I know. Her name is, I don't say names, but she comes out straight up like.
Say the first name. It's not like she's gonna know.
All right. Well, her name is Jessie. So.
Let me write that down when I come visit. Look for Jet. No.
Sure. I'll try to make a contact for you.
Hey, become Eskimo brothers finally.
Eskimo brothers, aren't we? Oh, you never sealed a deal with Katrina.
I can't believe you actually said her name.
I don't give a fuck. Me and her don't talk anymore.
Oh, you don't talk to her anymore?
She pulled another 180 too. She was like straight up my rave bae, right? And then like she's like completely abandoned the rave scene, and she's just straight up into lifting and
fitness. Now she's like dating some Ken Barbie doll looking plastic dude.
Right?
He looks so cartoonish.
It's unbelievable. Whatever. It's whatever.
Like, I wish people at home can like see a picture of this guy. He looks like a cartoon. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's like trying to be Mr. Perfect, dyes his hair, and like probably plucks his eyebrows and shit. But so like me and this guy were at the bar. We're getting like $3 beers, and like we both go up to the bathroom, and next thing you know, she comes out of the bathroom and like she straight up hugs him. Granted, let me just throw in the fact that it's probably been like 3 months in between since I actually last talked to her.
Oh, okay.
And I still had it on Instagram, and she changed her bio thing to like say like hurt and pain and like a sad bitch and like
some emo ass shit.
Right. She was being very emo in her bio. I was like, oh, I guess I fucked this chick up. Oh well. I'm not an asshole. I'm not an asshole. Trust me, people.
Oh my gosh.
He hugs him first, then he goes into the bathroom, then she comes and hugs me like right a fucking way. And like for me, it was a little bit too long of a hug, and then she like whispers in my ear like, I missed you. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay. I gotta go to the bathroom though. Like we'll meet up and talk.
She said that to you or him?
I said that to her.
Oh, you said that to her. Oh, okay. I thought she said that to him. Okay. Okay.
So we do our business in the bathroom, right? Come back out, and she has 2 friends with her, a female and another dude.
Mm.
Her girlfriend, I was just trying to have a conversation and get to know these other 2 people. I really didn't want to talk to her so much. So like I'm having a conversation. She's talking to the boy, my boy.
Wait, I'm confused. You're talking to the 2 other people that she's friends with, but
right.
you don't want to talk to her.
Right.
Even though you said before you went to the bathroom, I miss you. I want to talk to you later.
I miss you to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that to her. I was like, wait, you're making no sense. Anyway.
No, okay, so yeah, so she says she missed me, and I'm talking to her 2 friends, getting to know them, and the girl, they're pretty drunk, and so her girlfriend is like, she's definitely like having a decent conversation with me. Like she's definitely vibing the conversation. I'm not I wasn't in the mood to be like hooking up or anything like that. And like I was talking to the guy, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go play some pool?" So we go over to the bar where there's a pool table, and like we're getting ready to go play the pool. And all of a sudden, both girls come up, like, "Hey, we want to go to another bar where there's dancing because we want to go dancing." I'm like, me and him are about to play pool. And then her friend, Jesse's friend, comes up to me and like try to be so seductive and try to convince me to go dancing. I'm like, that's not gonna work on me.
Was she cute?
Like, she's cute. And so I'm like, I'm not in the mood. Like, this is not gonna work on me. Like, boys come first.
God. Broskies prefer hoskies.
Right. And then so Jessie, I'm gonna say she's drunk, so I don't know if she's that sober or if she intentionally did it or she was just drunk decisioning. But she sees her friend try to be seductive with me. So out of the blue, she picks up the other guy and starts making out with him in front of me. I'm like, okay.
Cool.
You want to get salty like that? All right, fine. Let's go dancing.
Oh, no.
So we go dancing. This whole time, I'm dancing with her friend, and, like, we're grinding, like, hard. And then we did that for, like, a couple hours, and, like, they're like, gone. This guy is, like, really gone. Like, when we got there, he disappeared. Don't know where the fuck he went. But, like, after a couple hours of dancing, we finally found him. We ordered Ubers to go back home. When we get outside, this guy just rips his fucking shirt off and runs. I'm the only one capable of actually chasing him down, and like I'm the only one like actually sober because I can actually handle my alcohol. So the girls are waiting for the Uber. I go chase this cat down. This guy runs fucking 3 blocks without a shirt. When I catch him, he was gone. Fucking blistered, man, just wasted. When I caught up to him, he was in the middle of the street, and a cop was walking right up to him. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I fucking get up to him like, sorry, officer. Like, listen, I got this guy. We're heading back to base. Like, I'm going to take care of him. He's like, all right, you got him. I'm like, yes, officer. He's like, all right. Have a good night. Be safe. I'm like, thank you. Drag this guy back to where the club where the girls were supposed to be waiting for us. They're not there. They got an Uber and left us.
What?
So I'm like, fucking A. So, like, I whip out my phone. I'm trying to order my own Uber. This asshole runs off again.
Dude, fuck it. I would have just left his ass.
So I finished ordering the Uber. I run after him. This time he only went across the street and, like, around the corner. Caught up to him. Another cop was coming up to him. I'm like, I'm sorry, officer. Like, same exact lines. Like, I got him. I ordered Uber. She's going to come around the corner. We're leaving. We're going home. He's like, all right, well, have a good night. So, whatever. We get into our Uber. The Uber comes. We get in an Uber. We head back home. And Ubers are not allowed on our military base. But, like, when we come up to the security check, I'm talking to our MAs, our military police. And I'm like, listen, like, this guy is really wasted. I can't get him all the way back to the barracks by myself. Can this Uber come on? Using, you know, my words, my silver tongue to convince these fucking cops to, like, just let us in. And sure enough, they said, yeah, it's fine. Just the Uber has to go and drop us off and come right back out. I'm like, that's fine. Talking to Uber, like, you just remember the route to come back out. And this guy was telling me he lived at So in a military base, there's multiple barracks rooms. And they're never right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling me he's living in this building. And I'm like, okay, so this is how you get to this building. So I'm telling the Uber driver. So she drops us off over at that barracks. So we get out. I'm dragging this guy up into inside the barracks. And it's like a apartment complex. So like you have to go through the main front door. Then you have to go up and to find your own damn room. He runs to this random fucking door and starts using his room key to try to get in.
Okay.
Which, it's a plastic. It's like a hotel key. So you're swiping it in the sensor and pulling it out to see if it's working. And then he just collapsed out of nowhere. I'm like, all right, well, let me see. I grabbed his ID, his card, his room key, and I'm putting it in the door, and it's like, it's not working. We have nameplates right next to our rooms to like say who's assigned to this room. Looking at his ID, oh, it's not this. This ain't your fucking room. This guy's right dead on the fucking floor. I'm like, fuck. All right.
Oh God.
Call these girls thinking they would still be awake, praying they're still awake. They answer. I'm like, yo, where's this cat fucking live? They're like, building so-and-so. I'm like, motherfucker, this building's on the other side of the fucking military base.
Mm.
I'm not driving my car, which is granted right there in that parking lot of that barracks room that we're at. I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to drive. I'm not good to drive right now. Shit. All right. I literally fireman carried this guy all the way across base, had the girl open the front door for us so we can get him to his barracks room. Now this is Jesse's friend that's with us when we're getting this cat settled in. And then when we get him settled in, I'm like, I'm leaving. She's like, do you want to come over and like lay down for a little bit? I'm like, sure. Go into her room, and she has 2 beds in her room. Usually you only have 1. She has 2 queen-size beds. Jesse is in the other bed. So her friend is like giving me sweatpants and like because it was raining too. So like I had wet clothes and she's like giving me sweatpants to get out of. And she's like, all right, just like lay down on the bed. And I was being stupid. I'm like, in between? She's like, no, it's on the other side. I'm like, okay, whatever. So like we're laying down and like she's like backing up on me. We're cuddling and she's shaking her hips on me. So like, all right, I'm getting handsy too. And things started happening. And this is the best part. Jesse started talking to us. And we were so quiet. Well, we were obviously being quiet because she's like right next to us and we were thinking that she was asleep. But we didn't stop even when she was talking to us. Oh, God. And then I'm thinking to my whole self, I'm like, see, this is what happens
when you get salty as fuck.
I think I crowned myself the winner.
First place winner. Oh my God, that's a hell of a story. Hopefully we have another good story for next week, you know? Because I got friends coming in from Michigan coming in this weekend, so.
And, well, another thing to add on top of that. So I never sleep. It's hard for me to actually fall asleep. And so, like, after we did our business, I'm just laying there, and she's already passed out. And I hate laying down with someone and you can't go to sleep. It's like the most boringish thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
So I just fucking got up and left and went back to my room.
Oh, she's going to fucking hate you.
I'm pretty sure she does. I never talked to her ever. I haven't talked to her since.
Oh, my.
But
time out. You want to tell everyone who's watching and listening that you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
Got up and left, but I'm a good guy. I haven't talked to her son. In
the situation, it's boring. I can't just lay there. Like, yeah, what? You want me to suffer? And boredom? No, I got up and left, and I went to go play some fucking video games. But I left my fucking hat. Oh. So, yeah, I lost my hat too. Because in the morning, when I figured the girls would be awake, I called them. I'm like, I didn't get the phone number of the girl I slept with, so I called Jessie. I'm like, hey, is my hat there? And she was like, I think she didn't remember I was there. She's like, why would your hat be here? Because like it was there.
Oh, what'd she say?
She's like, I'll look around and see if I can find it when I wake up. But like, we're just like still laying in bed. I'm like, okay, whatever. She texts me like 2 hours later. It's like, we can't find your hat. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But it was hilarious. I think I don't know if her friend even remembers me, or I know for a fact she doesn't remember me having stayed there.
Have you talked to Jesse again though?
The other night I did, but because she kind of pissed me off, because she started a conversation with me. So our boy that we're connected with, we went out drinking one time with. It was just me and him, and we met up with a couple of other friends, and kind of called it quits early, and left him with the group. And she texts me randomly in the middle of the night, and she's like, "Is he okay?" I'm like, called him because I was like, wait, what? I'm like, called him. He's like, hey, dude, where you at? He's like, I'm in my room, about to go to sleep. Oh, I was like, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have a good night then. He's like, okay, yeah, cool. You too, man. Hung up. Called her. It's like, he's fine. She's like, I was like, he's fine. She's like, okay. Like, everyone told me he was like really drunk and he disappeared. I'm like, he wasn't even drinking that heavy when I was with him. So like, I ended the conversation right there, and like I hate fucking gossip like behavior. So like someone was telling her that he was drunk and he fucking just randomly disappeared, but she still talked to me first. It's like instead of like try to call him. So I'm like, why the hell did you call me or text me first instead of just try to ask him first? Like that's straight up bullshit.
Was that maybe a way for her to try to talk to you?
Well, I don't know, maybe. But I wasn't having it. I hate gossip-like behavior. If you hear some information that you don't like, go to the person that it's about, like talk to them first. Go straight. Don't try to be some snake in the grass and like talk to everyone else and get the story.
Or be like someone who gets mad at whoever was roommates with you in Vegas and put it all on Snapchat about the #1 rule that you don't do.
What are we talking?
Talking about you and the fucking condom on the floor? All salty and mad at me?
I'm not salty. I just like to bring it up. It's hilarious.
Oh, you always bring that story up, man.
Because I want
and then you even know it was your condom. That was good. Good times.
Good story. That's a hell of a story, too.
We've had a few stories. If it comes to a point where we don't have a story to tell from the weekend, we can revisit that story.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Yeah.
So like after I sent her that text message, she didn't reply to it. I'm assuming she went back to bed, and like I wake up, I go to sleep, and I go to sleep for 3 hours, and I wake up to a text message. It's like, why does everything have to be a fucking debate? I could look at the text message, but why does everything have to be a fucking debate? I was just checking on to see if my guy was good. He is cool, good, solid. I'm like, no, you're listening up to like gossip behavior, and instead of asking him, you straight up came to me. Just ask the source. I asked your boy if he was okay. I wasn't having it.
Bye.
Yeah. And so I mean, we work in the same hospital. Like we bumped into each other, but like I really don't like acknowledge her anymore.
Wow.
I'm okay with like cutting people. That's what's the problem I think with most people nowadays. Like they're afraid to like cut people out of their lives.
Oh God. I've cut so many people out of my life, it's not even funny.
That's like when I had Facebook, I tried honestly hard to keep my friends list under like 100.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it just got too boring. It was just like, it got to the point where like Facebook, what it is just like a
gossip center?
Not even like, kind of, but like being involved in someone's life without actually really talking to them. Like, no, like I can rather I want someone to tell me their stories in a conversation rather than like, oh, they were doing this. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, you were at this concert. Thanks for giving me like 70 pictures of the concert you went to. Awesome.
Yeah. And then like
now, because everything is all politics and everyone's a politician nowadays.
especially like the football kneeling shit.
Uh,
It's not even about politics anymore. It's the football kneeling now is all because of someone told them to stand up. They have to stand up. So they're like, you can't tell me what to do. Fine, I'll sit. I'll kneel. That's all what it is now. That's all it is.
I feel like it's not even like about what the whole purpose of it was. The whole purpose of the kneeling was because of police brutality against black people.
Right.
And now no one wanted to, okay, you had a handful of people doing it, but now Trump wants to say, oh, you guys should be fired. Anyone who does it is quote unquote a son of a bitch or something like that.
Right.
And now everyone wants to kneel. They're not kneeling for the cause. They're kneeling because everyone hates Trump.
That's exactly it. They're doing it just because someone said you have to do it.
Yeah. I get it. Trump sucks as a person. Maybe he doesn't suck as a person. I'm hoping in the back of my mind, I'm hoping maybe he's actually this brilliant guy and he's doing this to get the nation united. But
that's how leadership is. That's what leadership really is basically having everyone united to hate one person, but still having him in a position of power.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look, but that's leadership like 101.
Yeah, it is. But I just find it weird that, like, if you believed in the kneeling, you should have been kneeling from the get-go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And you hear about the Steelers? So the whole team Steelers didn't come out for the national anthem, but one player did because he was like ex-Army.
He was not in the he was I forgot what position he was.
Ranger or something. I think I heard a Ranger, but I didn't actually look it up.
He was a Ranger. He did. I know he did 3 tours in Afghanistan, and the shitty thing about that is that the coach Mike Tomlin basically shat on him for standing out there and basically made him have to apologize. I'm like, if that's what he wants to do, let him do it. It's not like personally for me, it's like, if you want to kneel. It's not going to affect me. If you want to stand. I mean, I would stand. I'm white. I'm not going to lie. You know, you can see I'm white. I don't understand the struggle the black people go through. So I can't understand that perspective. So I'm not going to fake and pretend I don't know that perspective. But if you want to, I understand. I understand you want to make a change. Is it the right place and time? I'm not sure. It's not black and white. It's not super simple to the point where anyone's like, oh, that's dead wrong or that's dead right. There's a great middle ground, and I don't know where to stand, but I'm going to stand, but I'm not going to look at someone kneeling like, oh, you're a horrible piece of shit.
Right. So,
I don't know.
For people who don't know, after he actually stood up for the national anthem, that Steelers player, the ex-Army Ranger, his jersey sales skyrocketed.
Yeah, I think he was like number 5 or 6 for the week or something like that.
Unbelievable.
Like, I think he was only behind like Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, and I want to say like 3 other players.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
I mean, shit. I don't know. Other than all that crazy stuff, did you watch any of the fights this week?
No, I was out.
Oh, you fucked up.
What'd I miss?
Well, UFC had an event in Japan.
Right.
Basically, everyone's talking about was Gokhan Saki. Do you know who he is?
I heard the name. I have not seen any of them.
Okay. Well, he just made his UFC debut. I believe he had one MMA fight before that, and he lost. And this guy is basically, he's kind of like a legend in kickboxing.
Okay.
And there's some shady shit that happened in Glory, which I would say Glory is probably the biggest kickboxing thing they have right now. So there's some shady shit to the point where I think he was the champion, if I'm not mistaken, but he didn't fight for 2 years. And then he's like, all right, fuck this. I need to do something. And left, signed with the UFC. And he fought like Henrique de Silva or something like that. So he fought him. He was destroying him standing up. He actually had good takedown defense, and then he gassed. And he even said in the post-fight thing, he was like, oh, I'm not used to this kind of cardio because it's different cardio with the grappling. Understandable. But he was like getting hit against the cage, and he's like, oh, shit. And then he throws a few, I think he threw at the body a combo, and then it was this left hook, and he fucking dropped him. And I was like, this guy's legit. I'm texting my buddy. I'm like, this guy's awesome. I can't wait to see him fight again. And that fight was good. There's the co-main event of a women's fight, which people said, oh my God, this was an amazing fight. This girl got her ass demolished. It was like all scorecards were like 30-26, 30-25. I don't understand why people said it was like the best women's fight ever, which no.
Okay.
Both people were bloody as hell, but it was cool. And then the main event, OSP, Oven St. Peru, or Peru, whatever you say his name. He fought Okami, who hasn't been in the UFC in like 2 years because the guy he was supposed to fight, I believe, was Shogun. He had to pull out due to injury. And OSP sinks in the Von Flute choke. So he choked him out with that. And that's embarrassing, you know, because there's only been 5 times that has been done in the UFC.
I think I've seen the highlights of that one, yeah.
Yeah, and OSP has 3 of the 5. So you know he can do it. And it's the choke is like, you're basically, let's say you're in, I think mostly it happens in side control. I think you can kind of hook it in a little bit in half guard. But if you are in side control, why are you holding onto the dude's neck in a guillotine choke? You can't choke him out. It's literally impossible. You ain't going to choke him out. So if you're holding onto him, that's how you get sunk in. You're basically getting choked by your own shoulder. That's basically, and he went to bed. But you know this fucking dude already has 2. All you have to do is let go of the choke. Just let go of his neck. You ain't going to get choked out. You ain't going to get Von Flute. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy.
Maybe you just never trained for that kind of choke shit. Maybe no one ever really does. That's why you get surprise submissions. Like, what was it? On Eddie Bravo's, he was posting something where, like, someone fucking ripped out a Go-Go Plata. Like, damn. Okay. Like, you never see that shit, and, like, someone's finally snuck it in.
Kind of like the Twister. I believe it was the Korean Zombie who pulled off the Twister in the UFC. And I was like, awesome. And like the cat now joined the podcast. But other than that, the actual real event, Bellator. Bellator put on a fucking amazing show. Definitely, if you can, check out that whole card. It was awesome. There's this guy named Pico. Mm-hmm. He's like this basically phenom. Like he's what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's like a guy who doesn't have many like fights, but like he's like huge prospect. He's like the biggest prospect ever in sports.
Okay.
But he had a tough outing in his first fight, and this was his second fight, and he dropped this fucking dude so hard. It was gnarly. And then Roy Nelson, you know Roy Nelson. He's from the UFC. He fought on the card. Decent fight. And then what was that one fight? It was Paul Daly versus Lorenz Larkin. Do yourself a favor and look that knockout out. Holy shit. Paul Daly knocked this dude out. He hit him so fucking hard. Lorenz Larkin was out, but he was standing. And he hit him again, and oh, dude. It was such a gnarly knockout. You gotta watch that. Bellator stole the show this week. Like, that was a phenomenal show. So I would definitely check that shit out.
Yeah. I don't know. Lately, I haven't been really watching any UFC. It's like, well, at least the fight nights, but like definitely for the come to the like pay-per-view events, I haven't been watching those just because they're designated fighters they have set up for the card. One of the fighters always keeps on dropping out. I don't know what it is. Lately with UFC, it's just their fighters keep dropping out. I think the fighter for the fucking Mighty Mouse fight dropped out.
Yeah, that fight's Ray Borg is his name. They're fighting at the next pay-per-view now, UFC 216. They're the, I believe, co-main event.
Yeah. Is that the Michael? That's the 217. So Michael Bisping
No,
and
16. That's 217. The main event of that one is the it's for the interim title since Conor McGregor is doing his own thing. Who's fighting? Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson.
That's 16.
Yeah, that's UFC 216.
Yeah. Oh, they're on that.
On that. Because you got Kevin Lee, remember?
I do have Kevin Lee on that.
And I got Tony Ferguson. We got that bet. Hmm. How much is it again? 50?
50.
All right, yeah. So you got to watch that pay-per-view now because you got money on it, bro.
Well, we'll see where I'm at.
Okay. I believe that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah. 4th of November, I think. Or no, not November. Fucking
it's like October 7th or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be the 7th. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if I can try to watch that one. Nah, I mean I'm gonna be streaming it.
I mean, let's be honest. That's what we all do.
Pirates. We're pirates, bro.
Oh, piracy at its finest. All right, I'm going on my phone just so you know. I think we could end on this one happy note. Look at my team.
Oh.
Let's see. All right, because you've been like, let's. You have no quarterback. Blah blah blah. Trade for Tyrod Taylor. All right, let's see what you can cook up for Tyrod Taylor. You can add another player to it as well. I don't give a shit. Not your kicker.
You don't want him?
Well, actually, because my kicker is on IR.
I mean, I have 2 decent kickers.
Oh my god!
Like they've been putting up 9, except for this last game. Ooh, Texas whiskey.
Woo!
Let's see.
Hail Hydra. Let's look at your team. I don't want a running back, by the way, so don't even try to package him with a running back. If you want to package in somehow a wide receiver, but I don't think you're going to give up Des Bryant, even though he has been playing like dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're willing to trade Keenan Allen.
Nope. He's the one actually been getting me points.
So
I need a running back. So that's what I want.
You need a running back.
Yeah.
Let me look at my. I'm in so many leagues I can't even keep track, to be honest.
Yeah, I have DeMarco Murray, and he hasn't been doing anything. And the one time I finally bench him, he finally breaks like fucking 15 points, and it pissed me off.
So, fuck my life. So what running back are you looking at on my team? I'll tell you right now, Kareem Hunt is off limits.
I know, because he's the only one like actually getting you really something.
What are you talking about? Melvin Gordon's been putting up shit for me. And Fournette has too, I think. He's been scoring touchdowns.
I would go for Fournette, and I would give you Eric Decker and my other quarterback.
Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
All right. Eric Decker is dog shit. So don't be trying to give me no goddamn... Fournette, basically what you're doing is Fournette straight up for Tyrod Taylor. Is what you're trying to fuck me.
but giving you a cushion.
Oh, but a cushion.
A cushion.
I'm not down for that. You need to ump that up a little bit. Because let's be honest, you need a quarterback back. Because you do need a bye. You will have a bye week. And there's no one to pick up in a 16-team league.
True that. True that. No. Fuck, I'll take your Flacco. What?
So you're saying Flacco and Fournette.
Yeah.
For Tyrod Taylor, and you got to give me something better at wide receiver. I ain't taking no goddamn Eric Decker bullshit. I didn't even know he was playing with Tennessee. I thought he was still with the Jets.
He doesn't play at all. Is the thing.
So you're trying to fuck me.
Maybe I don't know, something you weren't paying attention.
Oh my god.
Fucking who else do I have? I mean, I have fucking.
Now you're just going on your bench.
I have Sterling Shepard.
No, hell no, God no.
Really?
What? Have you seen Eli Manning play football this whole football season and all of last year?
Well, then I have fucking Nelson Aguilar. That's
Aguilar. There's no way you would package Des Bryant, even though he's dog shit.
No, because I feel like he will come back maybe second half, like definitely later on the season.
Possibly second half.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the. Let me hit 2017 game log.
Let's see.
I mean, he does play Washington. Washington have a good sneaky defense. The Rams have a good defense. Kansas City, good cornerbacks. Philly.
I mean, fucking Aguilar. He did decent first week against Washington.
For some reason, I got an email saying I spent money using my credit card, so I'm a little afraid about that.
Buying porn.
Wow. What's today? The 27th? Oh, it's probably the WWE Network. Bill me. Fucking money.
Yeah.
Let me go to my team again. Great television, by the way, this is.
Talking about. Maybe we should just fucking end it and then we'll just keep in contact about this trade because this ain't good for our viewers.
You know what? I'll throw one thing out there. All right. You will give me Tyrod Taylor and Des Bryant, and I will give you Joe Flacco, so you have a quarterback still. Wacko for Flacco. I will give you Fournette, and I will also toss in Martavis Bryant.
I'll review it.
I will send the trade out. You have, I believe, 3 days to accept it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what everyone really is doing is vetoing my voice because he's not
That
going
trade already been declined. It already got vetoed. Drew told me it got vetoed by the league manager. That trade ain't going through.
What a dick.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they automatically have already said that your boy is no longer allowed to trade because I don't know what the fuck type of, what was it, tomfoolery, they said. Tomfoolery is going on with this fucking guy. They're like, we don't know who the fuck this guy is, and there's no way a kicker should ever be involved in with the trade, so. All right. I will send that through. People, after you're watching this, if you made it this far somehow, congratulations. But golf clap. Tell us what you think about that trade. We'll talk about it more. Anything else to say before we head out?
No, just we'll see you on the next Pardon Our Thoughts.
on to episode 3 next week. But in the meantime, episode 2, we out.
Peace.